Yeah, this is really neat. Tracy Glover is joining us from The Pure Vegan, and you guys do everything vegan. So, explain the difference between vegan and vegetarian, first off.
Vegetarians usually eat dairy and eggs. Technically, that would be an lacto-ovo-vegetarian, but like nobody uses that term. So vegetarian usually means no meat, but dairy and eggs. Vegan is no animal products at all. So no meat, no fish, no eggs, no milk products, no cheese.
So what are we using today?
Okay, so we're making this pulled pork made out of seitan. Seitan is sometimes called wheat meat or monk meat, because in the eastern countries where there are a lot of Buddhist monks who don't eat meat, they've eaten seitan for like thousands of years, and so they call it monk meat sometimes. Huh. So basically, I have some cooking already, but just to show you, it's so simple and it's really kind of fun. You combine water and equal parts water and gluten flour. Mm-hmm. So you know, gluten is a funny thing though too, because there are some people who are intolerant of gluten. Right. So this wouldn't actually work for them.
But for everybody who can take gluten, you want to do something a little bit different, go vegan?
Yeah, I mean, and so it's, I've made this dish for a lot of people who are not at all interested in ever going vegan, and they're shocked at how delicious it is. And of course, it's got no cholesterol, no saturated fat. I think we've talked about before, too, you know, I'm an animal lover, and so, you know, there's no animal in here, but so you can, I don't know if you can see, it makes like this dough, and then you just knead it, just like bread dough, and it's sort of this very wet, spongy kind of dough, and you knead it for about 3 minutes, and the more you knead it, just like making bread, it becomes more and more elastic. And then after doing that for a while, then you slice it into these cutlets, and I have these here already sliced, and then you take those cutlets and you put it into some vegetable broth and soy sauce. You can add some other seasonings, but just the basic meat, which you can then throw into whatever recipe with whatever seasonings, that's it. And then we let it simmer for about an hour.
Oh, wow. There's so much to take in. Okay, well, you can get this recipe, do something a little bit different, branch out. You can find it on our website, fox10tv.com. Just click on the Studio 10 page. When we come back, we'll talk to Tracy a little more about Pure Vegan, and we'll continue making the pulled pork vegan style.
We are back with Tracy from The Pure Vegan. We are making vegan food this morning. However, we're making pulled pork. How is this possible? You explained it a little bit before. For the folks just tuning in, explain again.
Well, we are making our meat out of gluten flour.
Wheat meat?
Yes, to make something called seitan, or wheat meat. It has a great texture, like really chewy, but no saturated fat, no cholesterol, none of the health risks associated with meat.
All right, pulled pork wheat meat.
And it's really delicious. I convince all kinds of carnivores who think that vegan sounds horrible, and then they eat this and they're like, really? That's amazing.
Now explain all kinds of carnivores. What does that mean?
Well,
just people with different personalities who like to eat meat? That's that
I mean, I guess there's a range of carnivorous behavior.
Yes.
Yeah, right. But I mean the sort of diehard carnivores who really, really love meat with every meal.
All right, now that we have that taken care of, let's talk about this. You are working on some sweet potatoes here?
This is a sweet potato salad. So I mean, you could easily veganize a potato salad. The only thing that's not vegan about a regular potato salad is probably the mayonnaise, and we're going to use this vegan mayonnaise today called Vegenaise, which makes everything delicious. But just to add in a little more nutrition than a standard potato salad, we're using sweet potatoes, which are just loaded with different nutrients, vitamins, minerals, much more nutritious than a regular old potato.
Sure.
We're also going to add in some red onions. So one thing too is, like, you know, one of the dishes we're making, the pulled pork, is kind of about finding replacements for your favorite meat related or animal products if you're thinking about trying to reduce consumption of animal products. But so much of a plant-based diet is not at all about replacing foods. It's just about adding in new foods. And all of the ingredients we're using for the sweet potato salad, they all have different pigments, and all those pigments represent different vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. So we have some celery.
And people also eat with their eyes, so you have a multicolor experience.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of what I love about eating this way is just that. If I just sort of pause and take it all in. And in Japan, they talk about eating a rainbow of food every day in order to get the whole range of nutrients. So besides it being beautiful, it's really so healthy. So I roasted the beets. I roasted the sweet potatoes. It just brings out the the natural sweetness and a little more flavor. And then I'm going to add in some of my vegan mayonnaise.
Veganese.
Yes. Which again, you would never notice the difference, but it's healthier. And some red wine vinegar and some salt and pepper, and we're going to stir it together, and that's it. So it's very simple. All
right, and we also wanted to mention you have an event coming up this weekend.
Thank you. Yes, I have a half-day workshop, complete yogi cleanse for mind, body, and soul.
Okay.
It's sort of like the green juice for the whole being. So I'm gonna make some lunch for us. We're gonna do some actual yoga. We're also gonna do some meditation. And just generally look at ways of detoxifying and purifying body, but also mind.
And heart. How can the folks come out to that? Where and when is it?
Thank you. It's at Quiet Mind Massage and Yoga Studio, which is in Midtown Mobile. It's this Saturday from 10 to 2. They can find more information on my website, which probably is on your website.
Sure.
Or my Facebook page. Or the yoga studio.
Sure. So plenty of different ways to find out how you can come on out and enjoy it, and enjoy some fantastic food, and also work in some Ashtanga sun salutations as well.
There you go.
All right, so we are working on this great food this morning. When we come back, we will finish all of this up, guys.
Welcome back to our great kitchen set, talking with Tracy Glover from The Pure Vegan. Cooking up a storm in here and cooking vegan style pulled pork.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of this?
Vegan pulled pork.
Yeah,
it is. I've actually. The first time I tried it was when I made it, and I think I made some dish with seitan, and I was just making like a barbecued seitan and broccoli or something, and I thought like, oh, this is really like pulled pork if the texture were, or if the the consistency were a little bit different. So basically, when you make these cutlets, sometimes they're a little dense, but sometimes if you really let them boil, they like bubble while they're cooking, and then you can actually pull them. Just kind of like you're pulling pork. I mean, you could also just cut them, and into slices. But to get that, it's very skin-like, I think, and so you really can pull it, and it makes this texture that's like pulled pork, and then you just combine it with your favorite barbecue sauce, and throw it on a roll, and there it is. There it is. Yeah.
So as you're making recipes like this, and you're trying to substitute, and the last time you were on, you made macaroni and cheese vegan style. How do you figure out, well, this is going to taste like this without using any kind of animal products or byproducts?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a couple things. I would say that, kind of like I was saying earlier, like, I think that when you first are transitioning away from animal products, that's when you're more likely to want those replacement foods. Like you've been eating pulled pork, and you want pulled pork, and so you look for the replacement. I think the longer that you eat a plant-based diet, the less you're looking for replacements, because you just keep adding in so many new foods. So I do less and less of the replacements. But when I'm looking for a replacement, I mean, there's everything online, a recipe for everything online, and then you learn which sources you trust, and I mean, and seitan, for example, too. I mean, it's pretty easy to make, and you can make a huge batch on your own. But if you don't want to go through the trouble, you can find at local health food stores, you can find prepackaged seitan, and there are just some general sort of tricks that you learn. Like there's a vegan butter that tastes just like butter. There's vegan mayonnaise, which is just like just like regular mayonnaise.
Very interesting. So when okay, you have not been a vegan all of your life.
No.
So since you've made the transition, how long have you been eating vegan?
It's been like 9 years now.
What kind of changes have you seen within yourself, within your health, your body?
Oh, it's such a good question. I mean, a lot. I would say changes kind of on all levels. Like, I definitely feel healthier than I've ever felt. I used to have all kinds of problems with energy and digestion, and like I just feel good now. I have lots of energy. I also think that I feel a lot lighter, and really, honestly, I am happier because I think I was always kind of conflicted about eating animal products, and I went back and forth a lot. I went vegetarian for the first time when I was 16, and that was a very long time ago. And when I finally just did it 9 years ago, I just feel very, on all levels, I feel
That's wonderful. Now, I can't wait to taste this. So I'm going to get a little bite. And the Pure Vegan, you guys, if you want some information, recipes, you'll find this recipe on our website, Studio 10 tab on fox10tv.com. Tracy, great having you as always.
Thank you
cannot
so
wait to taste.
much.
Oh, it's going to fall apart. That's what pulled pork does, isn't it?
Right.
And I'm just going to pull it apart so I don't get it all over my face. Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to work on this, and we'll be back right after this.